Like the Revolution of 1776, another revolution must take place in the hearts and minds of Americans everywhere. It is a restoration of the patriotism of our founding fathers. It is a return to the ideals of our founding documents and a knowledge of the principles America was founded upon. It is a knowledge of what our flag represents and what those proud patriots fought and died for, defending our freedom. This inner revolution that we must have is a simple idea with the same passion for freedom that our founding fathers had. It is an idea that became known as the American Revolution, when for the very first time in human history, ordinary citizens rose up and established a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The very foundation of this new government set forth that men and women in public office are to be the recipients of power from the people, and that our public representatives are to be the servants and not the masters of the people. This is what separates America from all other nations, and this ideal is the revolution that must be rekindled in every generation if we are to preserve this liberty that is for all people and for all generations.
When was the last time you stopped to really ponder the founding of our nation? The creation of a constitution and a new government was a fragile experiment. Our government, for our republic, is still fragile today. It requires the participation of each and every citizen. It's no wonder that George Washington stated that no single responsibility is as important as each person understanding the workings of our government. Recent public opinion and surveys demonstrate that we as Americans could do much more in understanding and acting upon our civic responsibilities. A Gallup poll found that 73% of Americans were less patriotic than in previous decades, while only 16% said Americans were more patriotic. In the first nationwide history assessment test in 1986, 11th graders on average scored only 54.5% correct, clearly a failing grade. Only 1/3 of those students could place the Civil War correctly within the second half of the 19th century. In 2002, on Constitution Day, President Bush said, "Our founders believed the study of history and citizenship should be at the core of every American's education. Yet today, our children have large and disturbing gaps in their knowledge of history. Ignorance of American history and civics weakens our sense of citizenship. To be an American is not just a matter of blood or birth. We are bound by ideals, and our children must know those ideals." On 9/11, we suffered with our country emotionally, but many still do not maintain their citizenship actively. Today, we need active patriotism more than ever. But how can we heed George Washington's call? And just as important, how can our children carry on the patriotism to properly acknowledge and appreciate the freedom for which our forefathers fought?